you for joining us for HXGN TV, the online video channel for Hexagon's global network of brands. I'm your host, Laura Beth Ezel, and in today's episode we are talking with Al Dell, who is the product manager for the City of Newport News' E911 and 311 services. Newport News is a longtime Intergraph partner and customer, and it's our privilege to have them talk with us today about some of the technology that they are using to improve situational awareness for their officers and dispatchers. Now, one of those items we are going to focus on, though, is how they are using real-time video technology to increase public safety and how they are able to integrate that into their computer-aided dispatch software. Al, thank you for joining me today.
Laura, it's my pleasure, and thank you for the invitation.
Well, Al, first just tell us a little bit about the City of Newport News.
Newport News is a diverse city. I say it's diverse. We're a population about 190,000. We have a major shipyard industry in Newport News, and we have one major college university within our district also. The City of Newport News, we have three major agencies, police, fire, and the sheriff department that holds public safety ring. Crime is just like any major city. We do have crime spikes up and down, but we like to say that we're a good city for people to come to visit.
Okay, well, could you tell us a little about your organization's relationship with Intergraph?
Well, we developed a relationship with Intergraph in 1999. We went out in an RFP, and Intergraph was one of the companies that bidded, and the team from Newport News liked the presentation that Intergraph presented to Newport News. We liked the products that they offered, so we've been a customer with Intergraph since 1999.
So let's talk about what are some of the challenges that your organization is facing these days?
Again, the challenges, just like any city, local city would have, basically with shrinking budgets within city government, we're always tasked to stay with the latest technology, but at the same time work within the confines of the budgets. So we try to go out and work with customers that could give us more bang for our bucks, and Intergraph has been able to do that for us.
Okay, so what are some of the solutions you've found to overcome these challenges?
Well, we basically, in 2013, Intergraph came out with their 9.2 version, which they considered a hot version of public safety software.
This is CAD we're talking about.
The CAD. The CAD version had what they call an interoperability framework, and it also had the piece that we were very interested in, which was Next Gen 911. We are interested in getting to the text and the video, and we're also looking into bringing in all those telemetrics within our PSAP, and the 9.2 version basically took us there.
So one of your challenges, you were talking about crime rates, is over the last few years you saw an increase in crime rate in your southern precinct. Talk about what steps Newport News took to combat that.
One of the major things that we did throughout the areas where we had a concentration of crime, we put up cameras in the city in those high crime areas. We put the cameras up, but that was the first step of the process. When you put a camera up, you want somebody to view that footage on a real-time basis. So that we started bringing the video into the PSAP, but that was on large screens. And then we wanted to do something else with that video. We wanted it to be concentrated by some of the officers as well as dispatchers within the center.
Okay, so let's talk about that use of what you integrated in to your PSAP, and that was Video Responder, a Video Responder solution. So how did you take Video Responder and integrate it into the PSAP?
Laura, like we said, for about 5 years, we've always had the video coming into the PSAP, but it wasn't what we call isolated monitors. Those monitors were not located at the dispatcher's screen. They were individual monitors that we had posted throughout the PSAP. You know, so if something was going on, if we wanted to see something, the dispatchers would have to get up from their workstation and then look at that particular footage just to see what was going on. Intergraph came up with a product, Video Responder, and we was able to view that at the conference in Vegas. It was demoed in the tech center, and we saw the demo whereby actually the CAD software was connecting to Huntsville site, and we actually saw feed people moving around in the building. we took that concept back to Newport News and said, well, we know we have the footage. Let's take this footage and give it right to the dispatchers. So with the video responder integration piece that we have in our piece app, we're able to type in an address. And once we type it in that address, if there's a available camera within a certain length of that particular spot, then a button will pop up on our dispatcher software letting us know that you have a video feed. We can click on that button and we can see what's going on in that general area. That has been a tremendous asset to Newport News. Our dispatchers like it. We even have some of the officers in Newport News that's trained in our dispatcher software. So when some of them are working light duty, or even when some of them want to work overtime, they come in and they're viewing that footage on a real-time basis. It's been a tremendous asset. We see things and we could create that call for service in a matter of moments.
Right. I guess this also eliminated, you didn't want to add an extra monitor to have to watch a video feed, right?
Didn't have to add an extra monitor, but the key, we didn't have to add another person. Most PCAPs throughout the country, it's hard to keep dispatchers in those positions. So this is basically, it's an integration that doesn't put another task on the dispatcher. If the footage is there, they see it. If no footage there, it's no extra work to them at all.
And I guess that opens the door for adding more videos around
Absolutely.
the city.
Absolutely. The key is that we would like to have them, we have video at all the traffic lights within the city. We like the aspect of that. We like to bring that footage into dispatch. For instance, if there's an accident, if we want to upgrade that accident to an extrication, that's real-time footage that you see right there on the scene. So that's another area that we like to bring into our PSAP.
And you've kind of stated some of the advantages. Obviously, one of those is just time.
Yes.
Time savings.
Yeah, it's real-time activation, you know, basically situation awareness, as we would like to call it. You see it and you react to that situation at that particular time.
Right, okay. So you talked a little bit about interoperability. You know, why is this more important than ever?
Well, interoperability is huge, and again, with shrinking budgets, we're able to get grant money from Homeland Security saying that if you bring in an interoperability package, if you could consolidate some of your services with another locality, another PSAP. Within Newport News, we have a border sister city, which is Hampton, right on our borders. So it makes sense to have some type of interoperability framework within your PSAP so that you can share services. The more shared services that you have, the more that you can reduce your costs, and that is a big point for PSAPs throughout the country.
Well, all right. So what are some of your agency's future plans, you know, in terms of adopting other technologies and advancing in your field?
Well, again, one that's really strong is interoperability. We're working on what we call a CAD-to-CAD mutual aid project. Intergraph is partnering with a company, Fat Pots, and we're in the early stages of the RFP to get this integration taken care of. What this would do for our fire dispatchers, that when a call comes into the city, we will use this software with Intergraph integration, that when the call comes in, if Hampton needs a piece of our equipment, that piece of equipment will be dispatched because of the CAD-to-CAD interface that we have between the two cities, and vice versa, that if Newport News need Hampton equipment, we'll get it. If Hampton needs Newport News equipment, they'll get it also. Another application that we're working with Intergraph on is a alarm interface. Most PSAPs are trying to reduce the number of calls that come into a PSAP, and Intergraph has a alarm interface module. We're in the early stages of looking at that, and that would eliminate some of the calls that come into the city.
Okay. Well, Al, is there anything I haven't asked you that you would like to share with our audience?
Well, I would like to say that the relationship that we've had with Intergraph has been tremendous. I think Intergraph is a leader in the industry whereby they go out and find solutions for their customers, and that's what we really like about the relationship. We like to, when we go out and purchase something, we like to keep it right in-house and don't have to go to a third party to get that application that we need.
All right. Well, Al, thank you for being our guest, and thank you for joining us. To learn more about HXGN TV or to watch additional episodes, you can go to hxgntv.com. Thanks for watching.